All right, now that we've got some administrative stuff out of the way, let's start to dive into the world of React Native. In this video, I want to highlight a couple of different important things you need to understand about this course and some early setup that we're going to do right away. All right, so first off, big disclaimer here. Normally, in a lot of different development courses I put together, we focus on building really big applications, or at least relatively big. But in the world of React Native, there is a tremendous amount of stuff to learn. And in a large application, we're generally focused on like one, two, or three really big topics. Building out big applications from the get go with React Native ends up being kind of hard to convey a lot of different topics at the same time. So instead, rather than showing big, gigantic applications, we're going to instead focus on building a ton of little kind of mini applications. The benefit to this approach is that you're going to get a ton of code that you can refer back to in the future to see how to put some given feature together. So you'll have kind of an isolated example that tells you exactly how to do some particular thing. Now, don't be discouraged, however. We're still going to work on some really big applications, but that's going to take place later on inside the course, once we've developed a really solid base of fundamentals and we understand React Native and React really, really well. Okay, so just like I said, quick disclaimer. All right, now as we start to think about running React Native, the first thing we have to do is make some really important decisions about our local environment setup. At some point in time, you and I are going to write some code inside of our code editor, of course. And at some point in time, we need to actually test the code we write. If you're used to developing web applications, this is usually a very simple process. You write out some code, then you execute it inside the browser, and that's pretty much it. But when we start to make use of React Native, we've got a couple more decisions to make. We can either test out our code on a physical device. So this is like your own personal mobile phone that you have maybe inside your pocket or next to you on a desk right now. Or alternatively, we can test out our code on a fake device, something that we typically call a simulator or an emulator. This fake device is going to be essentially a phone that is running on your laptop or your desktop and is meant just to test out some application code, and that's pretty much it. To get through this course, you can use either a physical device or a fake device. It's totally up to you. But I will say that if you use a physical device, it is by far the easiest setup, and you can get some code running on your own personal phone in maybe about 5 minutes or so. If you want to use this fake device, well, you certainly can, but just be aware that it takes a lot more involved setup. The upside to using a fake device means that we get some code or changes to our code to show up on our device a little bit faster. So there's definitely some pros or cons to going either way. So in this course, in the initial couple videos, I'm going to show you how to set up React Native to run on a physical device, because like I said, by far the easiest way to set up. But if you really want to run a fake device on your local laptop or desktop, I will show you how to do that later on inside the course. If you want to do that, you can always skip to the very end of the course. You'll find a section over there called Appendix, and you'll look for something like Emulator or Simulator Setup. Okay, so with this in mind, let's take a quick pause right here. When we come back in the next video, we're going to start doing some setup of React Native on our own physical devices. So I'll see you in just a minute.